Not sure if you're up to speed, but they've released a lot more below July 3rd. They're slipping in different dates, so you guys got to get back over here and start looking at this stuff. Here's some July 20th stuff. Here's some July. I can't open all of it up. I try to click some of it, and it tells me my some of my it won't work. It won't let me access it. So maybe you guys can, so you'll have more access to me. With that said, what I have been able to open up. So here again, this is some new releases over here in the township's release. Here's one July 20th trench permit. I think I did a video going look at the streets going, look, this is a mark off. So that's probably for that. But let's go for here's your guy resignation, George, whatever his name is. I hereby authorize Alfred Blank to apply for such permits as necessary to construct and or complete the construction of the project. This was on 11/13/1979. I don't know if he had health issues or not. Sworn to or submitted to this day, 15th day of May, 1980. So 11/13, and then we have the date down here. So it appears they had some transfer happening beforehand. All right, so there's the electrical permit, etc. But I'm gonna bounce out of this because you can find this document still. Let's go to the next one over. This is interesting. This is only 1993, which is the building's only been up 13 years. 1980, 1993. They're already talking about remove existing roof system, install 1.3 inches of polycyanate. This is the foam board, roof insulation. Install a half-inch wood fiber board. Install for plies. I think it's 4 plies of hard glass. So it's a hot rolled roof, and what they do is they I think that's the brand. It's they lay the fiberglass out, and then they hot tar it, and then they lay a fiberglass base sheet out, and then they hot tar it. It becomes cold and rigid afterwards, and that's what they're talking about there. Install gravel on top of it. That keeps the gravel is like your anti UV for breaking down the roof because the sun won't go through it. Right? It does heat it up, but the gravel is more, and its roof can take it. The load can take it longer than going up there and trying to coat it and get 1-to-1. Install new copper flashing. Install new SBS modified flashing. SBS base sheet modified flashing. All of the above to be accordance with the manufacturers. That's the manufacturers. I believe that's said that. I think that's a brand spec. So you do their 205 grand. That was 93. So that's the roof there. Now we come over to this document. This is application for building permit. This was dated 92, only 12 years later. 12 years later, removal of 8 to 12 inch cap on top slab where planters are in front of condo. Dowel in 4 inch into concrete. Dowel in 4 inches into concrete. I'm setting you guys up just so you know. Concrete number 5 steel at 16 inch on center, and install 3 number 5 steel rods continuous in new cap. Solid concrete. 3 areas are in something and resurface or patch plaster. 18 feet, 21 feet, and 27 inches. I'm confusing by what these are signaling. I added that they're saying 18 feet. They could be something else. 18, 21, 27 inches. I mean, that's what it looks like to me. But our length of concrete caps involved. Dowel at 16 inch. That's on center. 3 number 5s. That's over here. Steel rods. 3 number 5 rods continuous. This is his real plans, his diagrams. Something concrete, into concrete perhaps. Dowel 16 inch on center, number 5 dowels, 4-inch in concrete. So they only need 4-inch penetration into the concrete, and that's 1992. So I don't know what code they were using back then, or where he came up with it, but it was approved. This is what it looks like. This is approved for the front of the planter boxes, right there, in front of condo planters, on top slab where planters are in front of condo. Removal of 8 to 12-inch cap. That's huge. They had an 8 to 12-inch cap, but what kind of cap? I don't know what cap they're referring to, do we? No, wait a minute. The setup is, it says in front of condo. So, in front of condo. So that would be the north side, as I understand it, what the front would be. But nevertheless, that shows you they had some weird stuff going on. We need to find, you guys are awesome. So now, you guys want to know if you want stresses there that could have been induced by the planter boxes. Let's go down that road. Let's 100% assume that there's some failure going over there in front of the planter box that are in front of the condo. So now you go to the drawings and you look for what support. First off, you got to find out in 1992 where the planters were. You look for these planter boxes. We don't know. Hopefully there'll be just one grouping and you'll be able to find it. Or are there 3 groupings? An 18-foot grouping, a 21-foot grouping, and a 27-inch grouping? That's weird. So you find this grouping, right? Of if it's existing. You look for the plans, and you where are they? Well, I have many pages, but right here. You look for the plans to find out this north side, if they actually put some beams by there, or there are none there. But they don't even show the beams in this one. And this is part of the plans. They just said blueprint. They threw this up here as blueprint. It's weird, odd, because we now have something else to go on. We have something else to go on. This is the pile system, but we have a different pile system here. 10-piece, 10-piece, 9-piece, 9-piece, 8-piece, 6-piece. Over here is that parking structure where the cars park right here. The two, when we talk about where they go up, the ramp is here. So this is the below the ground. So the ramp goes out here. Here the cars parked here. Here are our BMAs here. So we've got different groupings here. It's 10-piece, 3-piece, 3-piece. Even with the 3-piece, it didn't go in. We got a 10-piece. That's where that lady walks. Remember the lady walks down here? She comes through and walks down. Well, this column configuration has these all in line. If you remember when we did that video, yeah, this is the location. She comes around, comes through here, I believe, and then walks down. When we do that video, oh, she comes down this way, through here. They seem offset. One of them seems offset. I'll have to come back to that video. Let me screenshot this. Now I'll just keep it up. Now I better screenshot it. So, because I might lose the tab. So let's come now. We fast forward to, I'll tie it all in. We'll fast forward to this data stacking, as I call it. So now we have blue ink over a black inked page. That tells us too that this was scanned current day because in color. So all this stuff counts. There's color. Champlain Towers. So it tells us scanner March 3rd, 2021. So this is yellow and everything. This is dealing with scanning up. This is a roof repair. The company for roofing maintenance has been granted permission to perform the work in the building and above reference to repair the roof. All work to be done in accordance with Surfside, right? All debris in the hallways, elevators must be cleaned up. So it shows they're showing the elevators. He must register at the front desk and must only use the service elevator. So there we have the materials up there for the service elevators. Okay, it's going to be the coal tar roofing. Okay, it's coal tar roofing there. Engineers $100 per hour and fee will be done right. Okay. So if you get the Right, Miami engineer to come out. Okay, so they said they had an inspection, right? Remember that. They said that the inspection passed beforehand. I think the I forget which girl commented to one of the guys. I watch some of your comments. I don't read them all, but I hit a lot of them. But she had to put one guy correct that was coming in trolling about the roof is bad, da da da. So she put him right, saying, "Look, they just had an inspection just before the collapse." And now I'm going to tie in with her comment with notice who did notice to permit applications. Applications requiring structural review will be forwarded to the professional engineer, Miami-Dade structural plans examiner. The engineer fee is $100 per hour. So, if it were structural, they would have been Miami-Dade is going to step in, and they're going to be $100 per hour, and that ties in that they made it clear that they're going to jump in for structural stuff, and the fees are going to be such. So the strip down, they're supposed to observe it when the roof is fully down to the decking. They're supposed to come up and inspect it. And then that's what we like to see, the inspection reports for that, so you guys know. The company's called, that is the company's name, CAMP, Campany, Company Roof, Campany. That's weird, right? I thought I made up make up names. That's a good one. So Campany Roofing right here. So they would have seen the roof bare. They would have looked for the cracks if they could see them because it was hot tar. They can only get so much off. And then they would say, okay, you're looking good here. Go ahead. They would look for obvious defects. That's there. Let's get rid of that one. Let's scroll over. Oh, there's your hot tar product. You see how it comes down, and then they put a base. This is how you hold the stones down. It's base sheets below this. Base sheets are real thin, like fiberglass sheet. And then hot tar, then fiberglass sheet, then hot tar. And then they mop it on here. It's in a kettle. And then they scatter the stones on top, and they walk off. You can see how it can hold. How coal tar pitch roofs are built up. And they use a kettle, and you guys can Google that. They're done. It helps you just find the data. I already know that stuff. I've installed them, so I know. This is page 3. Okay, so this would be 1992, roughly. 1992 already. This is a pour cap, 8x12. Pool cap, pour cap, I don't know. Excuse me. So, who do we have here? Application for building permit. Contractor, Edward R. Walsh. Qualifier's name, Edward R. Walsh, is the contractor, using his name as the business. All right, there's his general contractor's license. Remove 8 to 12 inch cap on top of a slab where planters are. So this is the person that did that planter box area. And it was approved by there. That was a structural repair. That's a structural repair. And being close to the structure, that's very critical. That's a game changer on structural repairs already done through the deck. Who authorized this? Where's the engineer in 92 that said you should go about this repair in this format? What caused this issue? Was the car? It could have been a car running into him, right? Crashing into him, a truck just trashing them all, and they said, you know what, you cracked the deck. I want this full repair. I don't know, but that brings the question up: who authorized this repair, and to what small scale? Is this only 18 inches wide? Am I looking at 18 inches wide here? What are we looking at here? Did they do this? Remove 8 cap. What was the intent? Was it broken at all? Maybe it was just a planter box there they wanted to remove. And they decided the planter box was integral with the concrete. So they said, let's, reinforce the concrete this way. I don't know. This is just data that needs to be resolved. Now, we come over to 2001, so now the building's only 21 years old. That's pretty. Concrete restoration of balconies. We talked about that. They hit that pretty hard, the concrete restoration of balconies. This person is engineer signature, is right there. And I looked at that. I mean, he was there. He was pounding it. Special instructions for threshold special inspectors. He's signing off himself. This is his rules he must follow, 181 pages of it. He was basically the inspector for himself, special inspector. He became the engineer that inspected the work, and the city allowed him to do that, as I understand. It's allowed there, and that was of the balconies as specified. And I read a lot of his stuff. He was really pounding them, so I don't think he was cutting corners. But that stuff, a repair, someone asked me, how long does a repair last? And I said, you just said it, it's a repair. Repairs do not, concrete's not going to last forever, all right? Don't show me the Roman crap, all right? Concrete's not going to last forever. Romans, they did such short spans, you barely could walk through it. You put a column every 10 inches, it's gonna last a long time. Those big size columns and that little, and the big roof and the spans only so, and they're so close. You know, they won't do that now. You might as well just be putting it on dirt at that rate. What's interesting about it is the displacement of the soils. All right, that works. This one is, it's going to be two more. I think we're going to go through. This one is the 06. I think it's 06, and this is the driveway. Filling and repairs of driveway, 1/2 inch. So this is kind of weird, this driveway repair. This should be part of the failure already in 06. I believe it's 06. Those cracks are not for free. You guys know what I talk about cracks. They're not for free. So filling caulking cracks on driveways by cutting 1/2 inch deep and 3/8 inch wide. So the cracks are signaling stressors, and this is how they remedied it. Those cracks. Those cracks are only $970 of the repairs. It's weird. It's the drawing. Here's the driveway. Building entrance. I don't know which building entrance that is because there's a few building entrances, right? There's like 2 of them, or is it 3? Anyway, I know there's at least 2. You get up on the upper deck, one that goes below. So I'm not sure, but these cracks, if I knew where these were, they're screaming, right? They're telling you that this thing is just every which way, and they're connecting and everything else. This would be interesting to know where this is. But this deck was not taking the loading. It was deflecting and cracking. You don't get cracks unless you get deflection. I don't want to hear about shrinkage cracks. It's 2001. Damn, concrete's finished drying. I don't care, it's finished drying. I know about the 100-year studies. Don't try to troll me with that. I know about concrete still curing for 100 years. We find that we can test concrete, and we got more PSI in it. Yeah, well, maybe you did. Maybe you didn't, because the PSI they're talking about, guys, are like, it's like nothing. It's like 3 more PSI. So that's margin of error stuff. So, concrete getting harder, it's still curing 100 years later. Now, I think you're getting some paste and salts and all that are interacting, and your test is, you got your test fluctuations. But if you're getting, 1,000 PSI harder, then yeah, all right, concrete's getting harder. Somehow, magically, it's strengthening itself. It's still curing. This is the next one. This is application for building permit, right? This is remove block, right? We went over this. The block. No, we didn't. Block wall front and side of building. So they removed this block wall, 70 foot long, 29 inches high, 8 inches. It's the block wall. Replace it with a solid concrete wall. So they're going to place it with a heavier wall. That's interesting if we can find out where that wall was. It's not related though. The collapse didn't start in the front. Uh-oh, I gotta plug my computer up. It's dying fast. Bear with me, guys. If I can get to this in time. If I don't, I'll lose all the data. It just went from like 50% to like goodbye. Instantly. Nope. Here we go. Good. All right, we're plugged in. All right, so now we have 2 more tabs to go over. I'm going to shut this video off on that one. All right, so this one, nope. Nope, ACI, going over. Where are you, baby? Where are you? There it is. Last one, I think. 4 of 181 pages, Champlain Towers. This is dated 2001. Raphael is the engineer, and he's got a PhD in, my favorite, construction engineering. So he's got a PhD in construction engineering. I'm biased. The man's a brilliant. No, so he actually has some on. This is the guy that did that. This explains why his report was so damn good. Why he was able to point out so many things in that repairs when he was able to tell him, do this, do that as you walk through the building. I saw him change it a lot. AquaShield is the company because the guy is not just an engineer with a degree. He's someone that gets in the field there. So, and he's got a PhD, Raphael. So Raphael, I think, did in 2001 biasly so. I saw his report. Yes, the decks are delaminating now. That brings us back to the repair. These repairs are failing now. So I think we're failing before we collapse. 2001. So now we can know the life cycle of that repair. So that repair's life cycle is about, 20 years. So you get about 20 years, someone asked about with the repairs before you get, it probably started spalling before. Remember, you're not, the concrete, you can't, just because you cover a spall, clean it up and cover a spall, it does not mean you made it structurally different, stronger, unless you can somehow you got to figure it out, whether you're going to dow it, whether you're going to wrap it, whether you're going to add some more exterior post-tensioning, but in certain areas. But in some areas, simply cleaning it up and putting concrete back over top of it, if it wasn't because of rust jacking, right? My favorite oxy jacking, right? But I like my rust jacking. So if it wasn't because of rust jacking, then you have a stress there that popped it off. So if you see a fresh spall and you see fresh steel and you don't see rust, that's not rust jacking. You're seeing a deflection that happened in some form or another that spalled that concrete. You're seeing a stress that was excessive for that at some point that caused it to burst off. I'm gonna end the video with that because you guys like to you said you want to help you look for defects in structures and all. Well, you got to catch it first. When you first see it pop off, if you see clean steel, that was a deflection, an excessive load that was on there. But if you see it pop off and then you observe rusted steel, it's all swollen up, then you see the husband there is just, got a little excited and they got a little rust jacking going on there and jacked the concrete off of it. End of video. Best thing I can do on that sexual terms on that one. Bye. On sexualizing concrete.